Thank you to our sponsor, Legends of Softwash LLC.
Alright guys, I'm going to try to make this while I'm going down the freeway, not kill anybody including myself, but I wanted to talk about something very important, and that's dehydration. So a couple of things, a lot of people do add to dehydration. Coffee probably being one of the biggest. You can look this up, but every so many ounces of coffee that you drink, it takes sodium out of your body. It's a diuretic. So that's why you want to pee when you drink a bunch of coffee. Smoking, that attributes to it. When you drink sodas, that dehydrates you. I could go on and on, but those are, some of the things that contribute, that a lot of people on the earth do. Anyway, yesterday I was doing 2 jobs outside. It's 90 some degrees. I don't know what the humidity is, but I guarantee it's close to 70 or 80%. I drank like 5 of these Gatorades. I make them up myself in this case because I'm out of those other waters. They didn't have them at Sam's Club. I use the powdered stuff or whatever. Anyway, I drank 4 or 5 of those, which they're 16.9 ounces, so we'll just call them 17 ounces, and I drank 4 or 5 regular waters on top of it, which, by the way, doesn't really hydrate you when you're losing sodium, okay? It helps, don't get me wrong, but, So, even in between the 2 jobs, I run home, I'm in the air conditioning in my truck, I cool down my core temperature, I go home, I make me something to eat real quick, I get back in my truck, I'm still in the air conditioning, I go to the next job, I'm in the sun half the time, I'm in the shade half the time, but there's no wind blowing, right? I'm still trying to hydrate myself, things like that. Probably drink 2, 3 more waters and another Gatorade. I don't like drinking Gatorade that much because of the amount of sugar that's in it, because I'm addicted to sugar. So anyway, you need to watch what is going on with your body. When you're sweating, you need to replace all that and more. And you need to make sure that you're replacing the sodium, okay, the electrolytes. So, I get up this morning and I could have went and did some other stuff, and I thought, I should go hunting after I put out the latest video, and so I'll have one. I got a bunch of stuff to do next week, so I thought, well, I'll get some hunting in, but I was kind of making sure my body was okay, right? Because after I came home yesterday from doing those 2 big jobs, I had a slight headache, and I don't get headaches. So, the minute I get home, I get in the shower. As soon as I get through, showering per se, I turn the water as cold as possible. I mean, as cold as I can stand, which is pretty cold. And I just let it run on top of my head. And, I lose a lot of sweat through my upper body and my head. Everybody's different, but that's where I'd lose all my, hydration fuel from my body. and I get out of the shower and I'm still sweating, you know. So then overshare here, you know, another symptom of dehydration is your urine is very dark, okay? And I take supplements every day, but I take whole supplements that are not pasteurized, and my body absorbed them, okay? A lot of people, when you take them, it makes your pee yellow. But what you're worried about in this situation of dehydration is when it's really brown yellow, right? So I peed, I'm like, oh my God, right? I'm definitely dehydrated. So fast forward to this morning, I made sure I hydrated myself, especially before I went to sleep. I ended up sleeping good last night. I get up this morning, I put out another video that I had, you know, in the can, which you've probably already seen now, where I find the platinum ring. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna make sure I'm good to go, because, you know, it's looking pretty hot out there, sweltery Florida weather. And I feel okay, I'm at home, I'm in the air conditioning, it's not that bad. Do a few things outside, it's not that bad. So I head out and I go to Treasure Island. You know, I made sure that I drank some water. Of course, I took my supplements. I didn't eat, okay, which is semi-important in this whole situation. So I haven't eaten all day, and it's 7:18 p.m. But I did take my supplements. So I get out there, I'm doing my thing, whatever, I'm just sweating up a storm, it's hot. I get out in the water, try to cool down, hunt out there, not finding much, but the water's warm, right? So it helps a little bit, but not completely. The other thing you should do, oh great, I need to get some gas. The other thing you should do is you should wear polypropylene clothes, including down to your underwear, right? Because it wicks away. I'm gonna find a place to get some gas here. It wicks away the sweat and it helps you cool. So, you know, it's not 100% kind of thing, but it helps. So I'm trying not to be too long-winded about this, but it's a very important thing. You know, I ended up leaving because my GoPro was overheating, and on the way back, I end up finding 2-3 more things, but I'm not thinking about it. I'm just like, oh, I'm hot, I'm tired, you know, blah blah blah. Well, I'm dehydrated again, and you know, I brought plenty of stuff. I get back to the truck, I got a cooler. Not a problem. But you know, the point of this whole situation is people, you need to think about that kind of stuff, and you need to be prepared when you go out, right? Don't just go out and say, oh, I'll go to the snack bar at the beach and get soda. You know, no, it's not going to work. It's going to make it worse in the end. So, it's starting to rain, and I need to find somewhere to get gas. Anyway, I just wanted to put out a little safety message for everybody. You know, try to think ahead, right? And probably the one thing that saved me from being completely dehydrated today, especially because I haven't eaten, was my GoPro's dying, because they have a known issue that when they overheat, they turn off. So anyway, I care about everyone, and I hate to see people going out there and, you know, having a problem, passing out, having a stroke, having, you know, whatever. I don't know if you get a stroke, but you know what I'm saying. Heat exhaustion, and then you're out there in the middle of the beach with nobody around and no one to help you, and you got to cool your core temperature down, and you know, you're screwed. So, you know, if that does happen, you know, try to get to some shade. If you don't think you're going to pass out, get in the water. Make sure that you're, you know, don't stay underwater, but get your head wet. Even if you have to splash and, you know, you feel like you're going to pass out, just go sit on the edge of the beach, on the edge of the waves, and let the water get on you, and then take it and splash it on you, right? On your, you got to cool your head down, things like that. So anyway, I didn't want to make this long-winded, but all my stories are long-winded. But I just want to make sure that people understand, you know, it's getting hot in places this year where it's not usually hot. So just be careful when you're out there, especially if you're in the south, you know, with all that humidity, because that just magnifies the whole situation. So anyway, public service announcement from What the Metal. Everybody stay safe out there, because I want to see your stories on Instagram and watch your videos on YouTube. So have a good one. I gotta pull over here and get some gas, but I'm gonna be stuck in traffic for a minute. I gotta feed the beast. See you guys.